some of the discussions about the provisioning, the differences in how we would do identity verification and proofing for those two different sets of populations. Obviously different, the employee provisioning process tends to be very centered around government documents, and it's a very well-defined process, usually governed by some regulatory requirement. In the consumer space, it's not defined. We do have, I feel, a lot more signals available to us now, but I'd be interested to see what some strategies you've seen that we can use to elevate the trust of those consumers who are coming from unknown sources. And Brian, I wanted to start with you. I know you did a lot of really good work at Capital One in their Know Your Customer side of things. So if I could get you just to kick that off, and others as you want, just feel free to jump in.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess, the degree to which that's applicable is completely dependent upon the context of what your engagement with that customer is, right? If I'm doing something of low risk, then yeah, it's totally a different set of things, right? I don't need to go give them a root canal for them to buy a pair of socks on Amazon. I maybe am relying more on passive signals and integrity or fraud networks to help me make, accept decline decisions. But I think we're even seeing that change, right? When you see card not present fraud rates continuing to go through the roof and merchants trying to figure out how to handle that, they're starting to step back and say, gosh, we have to take the identity verification side of this really serious. So, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if it's an employee or it's a customer to me. It's about having a portfolio of active and passive verification techniques that can be applied at the right time, dynamically, for the right risk decision, and not just having like a giant club that says every one of my customers is going to do this, every one of my employees is going to do that. It's a dynamic portfolio of capabilities that can be applied in a rational way when the time calls for it. I don't know if that answered the question entirely or not, Hutch, but
yeah, and Hutch, I